Hey drummers, Garey Williams is back with another reaction and analysis video. And in this video, we're going to look and listen to the great Mike Mangini. This guy is a freak. He's so good. Let's check him out.
Here he is, everyone. The one, the only, the man under the kit, the monstrous kit.
Yes.
Mike Mangini!
Okay, I got to start right there. So far we've all been at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listening to it took a second to figure out what's going on, but then it became pretty clear that he's playing in a longer. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because 2 bars of 5 add 8 adds up to 1 bar of 5, 4. So, anyways, the point is, I was really focusing on that, and that makes it a little more obscure. Now, there's so many things that he already just got done doing. He's got these great controlled 3s and 4s, but in this case, it was 3s. On the small little tubular drums. Cool call and response. God, this guy's already just blowing me away with the stuff he's doing. Right there at the end, he was doing some hand-foot patterns right there. But just the fact that he's got such a musical approach kind of reminds me of, Terry Bozzio has this massive kit, and he really uses it very musically. So this gentleman is already doing some massive, cool technical stuff. Obviously, great hands, great facility, great combinations of sound. I love that really low, interesting sounding drum at the left. Those things up here. Let's go on. Okay, like 4s, bata, bata, crash, 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 bata, bata, and his bass drums are going, kind of hard on my shoes here. And then you go to the splash cymbals there, so he's doing a lot of this kind of, call and response, mimicking hand, foot, and then using cymbals with the feet. All right, now, it's interesting. The audience just responded there. That part really started to feel good inside me. And, of course, obviously, everybody else that was in the room. So everybody started screaming. There's a thing about when you solo, and this is something I've been into solos ever since I had to do one in 8th grade. And so getting into this thing where when you play too many abstract ideas and they're just coming at you too quickly, it's like changing the subject, talking about this, and then when what's the weather, you don't understand what's food. It's like, whoa, what are you trying to say? So when you get into a cool thing and you have something very neat and infectious sounding like he did, and you repeat it, it creates that trance vibe where people pull into it. So if you change the subject too quickly, you kind of play over the audience's head. I mean, he's playing very sophisticatedly, but he's doing it in such a way musically that the audience can connect with what he's doing. Obviously, they did at that point. That's right foot. So step. He's doing it that way. And whoa! Yo! God. Jeez. Okay, so he's clearly got this 5 thing going. Dot, 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 chit, chit. Dot, 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 chit, chit. This is a very symmetrical kit. You can see on the overhead views. And I remember studying some of his playing years ago. And he actually came out with these 2 different kinds of cassette educational packages where he really went deep into odd meter. Taught at Berkeley, I think, for quite a while. I think if I'm right about that. And he's done a couple of different modern drummer festivals. The first one they didn't videotape, which I wished I could have seen. The second one I did see. He came out on the stage with 2 drum sets. One of them set up right-handed, one of them set up left-handed. And he played a lot of the time on the left-handed kit. So this guy came up with this concept way back where he had like 2 pedal hats, and the drums would go down, as you could hear, small, bigger, 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 bigger. It's almost like you go ba-do-boo-doo-boo-doo-bo, and that one instead of da-ga-go-go-go-go-go. Or like a keyboard, high note to the right, low note to the left, drum set up, high note to the left, usually low note to the right if you're a right-handed player, because you're usually playing fills descending. But his interesting kit where he's got these stacked hi-hats, closed hi-hat with the foot, cable hat probably with the right, closed hat with the right. I mean, it'd be interesting to see that diagram of all these cymbals, and he can play them. Another snare in the middle. God. God, he keeps the ostinato going. Five, 2 5s and a 7. 2 bars of 5, 1 bar of 7. Oh! You know, this guy holds the Guinness Book World Records for the fastest singles, or at least he did. He did it match grip. You gotta watch it sometime. Now he's playing singles, traditional. God! His hands are so unbelievably fast. Okay, one-handed roll. You can do it with either hand, obviously. That's impressive. Okay, you know what's going on here? This, oh God, this lick that Vinny did. You know, a lot of drummers go 2 up, 2 down with the 2 feet. So they're getting this kind of, there we go. So what Vinny did is he went right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. So he did an alternating single stroke roll. It's, I don't know if I can do it without the bass drum pedals, but it goes back and forth between the hands like this. Well, what he's doing is he's doing it this way. Right hand, left foot, right hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Or in this case, left hand, left foot, left hand. So he's keeping one hand doing, instead of going right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot, right hand, right foot. So Again, tapping on the floor is harder, but that's what I think is going on underneath this. This really rapid fire between the right hand moving and then the two right left foot. There it is. He's switching it up between the hands. God. Gosh. Now he's doing it between the hands. There we go. There, you can hear it there. Sometimes those patterns are hard to keep really together. When you get that fast, they sort of like can bunch up. And what happens a lot of times is when you play faster, you can tend to stomp. And the kick drums are so thick and powerful that when he was going that fast, crossing his hands rather than playing on the same surfaces makes it harder to get the same kind of power. So the hands end up stroking the toms lighter due to the movements, but the feet are still just punching away. Now, if he just did the hand movements on a couple of drums, he could certainly use more vertical movement and get a similar power. So that's why sometimes you hear more kick and less hands. Dynamically. Yes! Oh, I kind of should have let that play out before I stopped it and commented on it. But I just, gosh, this guy is another top of the food chain drummer. When it comes to multi-pedal ostinatos, odd meters, stuff that I'm going to do a video coming up on Marco Miniman. And he's a guy that really went into this area of what he calls extreme interdependence. That's a video he has that I watched many, many years ago in a book that I worked out of for a while, where he puts a lot of threes against twos. There's massive polyrhythmic stuff, all kinds of different combinations. And usually, like Gary Chester's book, The New Breed, you've got three limbs doing some repetitive part and the fourth limb gets to play free or improvise. So you have these little systems or different kinds of rhythmic patterns that one limb will work over. And then you'll move it to the other limb and the other three limbs will work on it. And so you systematically do stuff where you move the movement part, the melodic or improvised part, to different limbs while the other three limbs maintain sort of a steady, repetitive ostinato. That's a repeating rhythmic pattern. So this guy is playing in fives. Then he was in he started out in a big broad 5, then he went to more of a 5/8, because I could hear more of a 5/4, and then I went to a 5/8, and then he did this pattern for a while. Kind of remind me of the other thing I did the other day with another drummer. It was 2 bars of 5 and a bar of 7, and that was Antonio Sanchez, and he was doing it with a Clive rhythm. This was more of a 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So he had that kind of 2 5s and 7 going on until at the end when he was going this kind of reminded me of Terry Bozzio's solo drumming. I'll be doing one about his playing too, which is really incredible. The amount of hours you would have to practice to get these kind of layered rhythms. Gavin Harrison describes this in his second book, Rhythmic Perspectives, as multi-dimensional drumming, where you literally have different kinds of patterns going between a couple limbs, and then the other 2 limbs are free to do various things. So the level of coordinated sophistication on the drum set has gotten incredibly high, considering the instrument was really born kind of in the middle 1800s. Unlike a piano, guitar, violins, many wind instruments that have really hundreds, if not thousands of years of musical history, the drum set as we know it today has become hugely sophisticated, and Mike Mangini is really pushing it to the top. Most of you know, he was the drummer that won the audition to become the drummer for Dream Theater after Mike Portnoy left. And that was a really big, intense one with all kinds of really heavy-hitting drummers. But Mike Mangini's ability to play an odd meter, almost like it's a normal time signature. Again, I listened to and studied some of his early materials, and this is quite a few years ago. He put out a little cassette educational packet. I found it very informative, and I could see if I really focused a lot of time, I'd be able to develop that kind of mindset. But anyways, I hope you like some of the things that I commented on. This guy's video is worth watching again to see if you can pick out some of the stuff and really hear the 5s and the different kinds of 7s that he was doing throughout the solo and the different parts as I explained. So give me a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and if you're interested in some lessons, contact me. My information's in the description below, and I will see you on the next reaction and analysis video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.